Well, hello, ladies, and welcome to Insaka Talk Show.
Hi,
Hello. Hi, Nelly. Hi, Prisker.
hi.
So, I'm going to start with the lady in green. Na mupalakata irini lelo. Hmm?
Oh my goodness. You know what? Green is trending. I think you guys know. Green is trending, and it just happened that I have the matching earrings.
I
Hello.
love it.
Yeah, so I said, you know what? Maybe let me sprout myself today and put on green, emerald green. I feel expensive.
You look expensive.
She's giving us the Naomi Campbell vibe. She's got the features, she's got the hair, the green money, rich
Come on.
auntie vibes. Hello, we
Yeah,
welcome
yes,
you.
yes, yes. Everything, I'll take it.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
got it.
Priska, I love, love, love your look. I mean, your
Yes,
hair is always on point, obviously.
yeah.
You know the Priska Van Stas wigs, we have them. Nelly Thou shall not say anything about it. I am trying to source and get the best hair for you.
Awesome.
But I'll
Did
have
you?
braids soon because remember, August is the month that we are dedicating just traveling.
Yes.
Insaka ladies will be traveling and we'll be giving you tips about traveling, where to go, how to not pay too much. And Nelly is the master at that.
Talking about traveling, I think you all know our colleague Miss Winnie is in Zambia. She went to do her AIDS walk. She does that every August, I think. Um, for those viewers and supporters that support Insaka and you're in Zambia, Lusaka, please get in touch with our girl, walk with her, support her. It's a good cause. We love you.
Yes, actually, we did the New York walk. You and I went
Yes,
June, right?
yes,
It was
yes,
amazing.
we
So,
did. Yeah.
guys, you guys that are in Zambia, PMC, everybody that's in Zambia, please support, walk with her. Every single step that you walk is for that person that's infected or affected. We're either infected or affected, and for a family member.
Yes,
And
yes. And we all love Miss Winnie's wittiness and loudness, and we miss her right now. So maybe you guys get the sweetness of her whilst you're in Zambia. Just reach out to her. She'll be like, yeah, she's just a very bubbly person.
yeah, we have a
So
few places to go to.
yeah. What did you do this weekend?
I didn't do much. I wanted to rest. So my vacation started on Friday, but I didn't finish everything that I was supposed to do. So it starts tomorrow. And then the travel begins.
I
I'm
know.
excited. I'm excited
I'm
about
just you excited. I'm a little disappointed that I couldn't put myself together because of work. That I'm not going to go with the first leg of our vacation. I'm missing out, and
yeah.
so is Winnie. But that's okay. We'll
We
catch
have
up.
a few other destinations. With that being said, August the 6th, the AZDMV Association is having a dinner party. The ambassador will be there. So this is for everybody, every Zambian that's in the United States. If you would like to come, please come. Irene's coming representing Chicago. She's the
Of
president of
course.
Chicago. Nelly is representing Dallas. She's the vice president of Dallas. So guys, come all. This is an amazing place.
Oh yeah,
Things
I
to
had
do.
a good time last time when our president uh, uh, President HH came into town. We had a good time. People came from different parts of the United States, and I think I don't mind doing it again. And this is for a good cause again. And then we go to Puerto Rico.
Yes, we do.
Oh
Well, we are
goodness.
waiting for our, we're chit chatting, guys. We do have a guest that's coming on today, very important. So if you haven't shared the link or you've never watched us, this is Insaka Talk Show hosted by four ladies in different states. We're all Zambians, and we decided let's do this. This platform is for the community, for all you guys, anything that you're promoting. Our goal is to empower, educate, inspire, and entertain. Today
Yes.
we have a guest host, Salamata Nyendwa. She's an actress in Makofi. We're actually waiting for her. You know the time difference in Zambia and the internet.
Yes, yes, you're right. And for our viewers and our supporters, please feel free to suggest something. to our show. We are very much willing to adopt anything that you tell us, that you suggest, because you know what, it's a village.
Yes.
You can come up with an idea like, oh, you guys, why don't you do a show about this? We're not going to say, oh, no, that's not part of our content. We're going to embrace it. So feel free to do that, please.
And if you would like to be a guest as well, a guest host, as you know, Nelly, welcome back. We didn't want to get into the trending topics without you, my love.
My internet just cut me off. I'm
Oh.
here scrambling like what's going on.
Fine.
Anyway, thank God I'm back. So trending topics. Thank you for waiting for me. So
No worries.
do we want to start with trending topics around the world, or should we start with, you know what? Let's start with Zambia. So go
I
ahead.
could not wait, guys. Chief Kayali was on Zambia Blog Talk Radio. Oh my God. He is a fool. Do you know? I had no idea. He's a fool. He has no he has no sense. I wanted to speak closer right now. But I really used to think, I was like, let me give him a chance. You know, I was always on his side.
Really?
Arrested. He didn't answer any question. He was just going around the circles, no substance. And I feel like he really hates on people that have a little bit more money than he does. That was my conclusion. He needs not to. He can never be a president of Zambia. Sorry.
No, I
Well,
agree with you.
yeah, for me, Tayali, I've never really taken him serious.
Don't
Ever
waste your
since,
time.
no, I didn't. I don't like to waste my time on people that they dip their heads in different sauces, different flavors. Whatever flavor is it for the day, that's where he dips himself in. I think that's how he is. So people who are like that are very dangerous
He
because
reminded me of Trump.
oh,
Just
Jesus.
talk, no sense. Tin.
Mr.
Anyway,
Tayali, Tulufia Tayali, you are such a disappointment to us.
I was
yeah,
rooting for him.
yeah. But anyway,
Other good news: the Women of Atlanta organization to what are they called? Atlanta Zambian Women Influence had a benefit concert yesterday. I think their goal was to raise $20,000. They raised $13,000. They did
nice.
amazing. The money goes towards the girl child that they support. So for those of you that did not give, please go ahead and give. This is a good cause. These women are making a difference in our community, guys.
Yeah, they are.
I know Priska Zulu. Everybody was just talking about her. She's an amazing woman. She's like a mother. And Dr. Anna Fulano.
Fulano,
Dr. Anna Fulano. So they're doing amazing work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do love those. When they started, it started like it was just a women's team and just trying to inspire each other. And I think they extended that selfless act to other things. And then I think they've adopted schools and stuff. I hope all the states can take that and start their own women's group, because us women, we are nurturing.
Yeah.
We are the givers of life. So anything that we touch and we put so much empathy and heart to it, trust me, it blossoms.
Yeah,
I think if everybody does the same thing like Atlanta is doing, we're gonna go a long way.
Well, with that being said, let's get into it. While we are waiting for Nelly, what else is happening? Trending topics, Irene?
Ivana Trump. She, unfortunately, we lost a very good woman. She was the ex-wife to our former president Donald Trump, and she was a mother to his 3 children, the older children. As you know, Donald Trump has 3 older children that rallied around with him in his political career. So those were Ivana Trump's children, and the unfortunate thing about it is that she fell. She fell on the stairs, and I think she damaged something in her torso. They found her. I think she was, by the time the 911 was called, she was already gone.
Oh, so sad. May
That's
this
why she started dying alone, and then she has these amazing three children that could have been there. But life is
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. The Zambian women football team in Zambia. What is it that's going around?
No, you know what? Zambian women are doing so well with soccer. We just want we are the first African soccer team to make it to the AFCON. Now, what it is that a lot of Zambian men, I think around the world, they're so impressed with the Zambian football team. They're like, don't impregnate them.
Nelly, what did they
Whatever
say?
you do, yeah, they're saying that don't impregnate them. Some are coming up with ideas of bring them to the United States, put them in a camp somewhere until the games are over. And some are saying, what, Nelly, what were they saying?
To the girls are now state property, so
Oh,
don't you dare. Impregnating one of those girls is like will be treated as treason.
oh my goodness.
That's the question pere from one of the Shipolopolos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
Well, with that being said, before we bring in our guests, we're going to go to commercial. When we come back, Irene, you will introduce our guest to us. Guys, stay tuned because our guest today has a lot to say, a lot of information, a lot of things to share, and a lot that you can learn from.
Do you run a nonprofit organization in the education, health, and human services sectors? Do you need grant funding for your organization? Or do you need help developing programs to help you raise money for your nonprofit organization? At Vibrant Funding, our mission is to connect our nonprofit partners in the education, health, and human services sectors to the financial resources required to achieve their mission. We support nonprofit organizations based in and operating in the United States and Africa. We offer the following services to new and established organizations: program development, donor engagement and retention, grants research and writing. Contact us at www.vibrant-funding.com or email us at info@vibrant-funding.com. Call us at 404-751-6802 to learn more about our services and how we can help you to have an impact on the world. Vibrant Funding, connecting donors and nonprofits.
Well,
hello.
Before we talk about the trending topics around the world, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our special guest, co-host. And this young lady here is my young sister. Her name is Salamata. You're going to know more about her today. So here we go. Hey, girl.
Hello, Salamata.
Hi.
Hey, Salamata, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good.
You stayed up for us.
You look lovely.
Oh, thank you, my love.
Oh,
You
do too.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do too. Short hair really looks good on you.
Thank you.
Welcome on Insaka.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show, Salamata. Thanks for joining us today. We do have, before we go in and, talk about the trending topics around the world, we just want you to just kind of introduce yourself just for a little bit. Tell our guests who you are, your name, and what you do for work. And then we're going to go deeper into that in just a moment.
Sure. So my name is Salamata Nyendwa Dieng. I'm a lab technologist, stroke actress.
Awesome.
I just turned 30 years old. Hello?
Yeah,
I just turned 30 years old just a few days ago.
The big 3-0.
Welcome. My sister was like, welcome to adulthood. So finally, I'm finally an adult.
Yeah. Wonderful. So guys, I know I had technology challenges on my side. Did we talk about the trending topics around the world yet?
Yes, we did.
All right. So thanks for bringing me up to speed. Salamata, we are going to bring in our other host, I mean guest here in just a moment. I'll hand that over to Irene to do that, and that way we don't want to keep him backstage for too long. He's been very patient with us. So Irene, over to you.
All right. Insaka viewers, we have this gentleman. He's very inspiring. He's a humanitarian. He's done a lot of work around the world. And I'm sure one of you people that are sitting there and wondering, what can I do with my humanitarian heart, but I don't know where to go. Get inspired with this young man. He is amazing. I don't want to waste your time. Let's introduce you. We can bring Mr. Brighton Chinganya. I think I'm right? Brighton Chinganya. Welcome to Insaka.
Thank you. Bright Chinganya. How is everyone? And yeah, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon to some people.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
sir.
Mr. Chinganya. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you going?
Good.
That's good.
Thank you for coming on the show, Insaka. People are very anxious to hear about what you do, what your journey is,
Thank you.
yeah, the amazing work that you started doing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with a question that's going to like open up other doors for you to tell us more about you. So we
Sure.
want to know, what was your upbringing like?
Well, my upbringing, I was brought up. I grew up in Choma, Southern Province.
Mm-hmm.
In a family of 11, if I can say so. And I went to a boarding school, St. Mark's Boys, and then moved to Lusaka for work.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I grew up in the village, looking after animals. It was so hard going to school, walking barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my upbringing was a little bit rough.
Okay, well, thank you for bringing us up to speed, Mr. Bright. As we go on in the show, we are going to obviously learn a little bit more about
Yes.
you and what led up to where you are right now, and you just being on the show. In the meantime, Miss Salamata, can you please? We have some icebreaker questions now, Mr. Bright. Feel free if you want to
Yes.
partake and answer.
Sure.
These are just to, as the name implies, to break the ice, if you will, right?
Okay.
So feel free to answer if you feel inclined to.
Okay.
But I'm going to start with our dear actress here. So, Madame Salamata, can you please tell us? And you're on mute, FYI, so make sure you unmute yourself before you answer. So, can you tell us, this is regarding your. Okay, and she disappeared.
It's okay. We can just keep going. Mr. Bright, tell us. I know you moved from Zambia to Australia. How did you find yourself in Australia?
How did I find myself in Australia? I moved to Australia in 2002 as an international student. Basically, I went there to go and study.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there to do a degree in accounting and e-commerce, which was a double degree.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I ended up doing a master's in international finance. Worked for a few years, and then I changed my career to public health. So I did a master's in public health. So having lived in Australia, I think actually maybe I can just say the first day that I arrived in Australia, I had some culture shock. And that I think that made me to turn around and begin to open some, charity, organization. Because the first thing is there was a lady called Margaret Lloyd, I think. She picked me up from the airport, and by that time I was the only black person I think around. It was in Wagga Wagga in the country, And
Wow.
one thing that she shocked me with was she says, Bright, where's your luggage? I said, I don't have a luggage. I have just take a small bag. And then she says, but you have no pants. You have no pants to change tomorrow. That offended me. How can a woman ask me about pants? Zambia. I said, she must be crazy. And anyway, she took me to uni. And then the following day she came to my cottage. Bright, you have to go for shopping. You have to buy some pants. And for sure, I ended up buying some pants that she was talking about. Little did I know that she was talking about trousers.
Oh, you got underpants.
Yeah.
Yes, underpants. Yeah.
He
So
thought
I
she was
didn't know
talking
that.
about underwear.
Yeah, underwear, exactly. So because here in Zambia, a woman cannot ask you about undies because there was no link between undies and uni. So I think that was culture shock for me. And then for the whole month, I think I was the only African on the Chinese and the Indians, and then I just thought to myself, I think it's difficult for an African, to enjoy or to feel at home. So as soon as I got my footing, I became the president of the university, the first African actually at the university.
Okay.
And then I began to help Africans, all Africans that were coming to that uni or to that town. I was giving them mattresses and pots and spoons. In the Western world, people throw things on the road and do all that. So I began to give them those things. So on one condition that if I give you a spoon, when you finish, bring it back so that I can for another African. Yeah. So that was, I think, that was it was the genesis of my charity work a little bit. And then, of course, later on, it began to become big. So I don't know whether you want me to share that or I'll leave you to ask some questions.
Were they bringing back the spoons though?
Yes, there were some of them actually, but some of them ended up, maybe going on the plane back to Africa.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
That was 2002. That's when I did my degree, 2002 to 2004. My degree was for 3 years, but I only did it for within 2 years because I had some credits. I'd already done some courses back in Zambia.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, my master's was later, I think 2005 and 8, somewhere there. And then my third master's was in 2012.
Okay.
So you were in Australia for 18 years?
Sorry?
How long were you in Australia for?
18 years. 18 years, yeah.
Did you travel to Zambia?
Of the university.
Sorry?
I was saying, while we are on the topic of the university, can you tell us some of the challenges that you faced as the first Black leader, within at the university? I know you took up a role. Could you tell us more about what that role was and what kind of challenges you faced?
Yes, of course. I was just in the student union, so looking after the affairs of the students. So, some of the challenges, of course, being Black, some of the people, especially some of white people, they would look down upon you. They would not listen to what you say. Okay. But I had a lot of support from the Asian community, Chinese and Indians and all that. And then a few people at the university, some of the staff also, I think that they were really struggling to meet Africans. Like they didn't know how to treat Africans. One of the things that I remember, one time, when you go to unis, finding a proper job sometimes was hard. So I used to do some donkey jobs in the night, and you go to class, you feel sleepy. And then one day I was sleepy, and this lecturer says to me, "Oh, that guy, he's just confused. He doesn't know anything, And that made me, I was almost put off. I didn't really like it because look, I was coming from a night shift, going to a class. So people really, they thought this guy was something else. But lucky enough, every semester, or every course has has a test, and we had this an exam. I think that was statistics out of 150 marks, and my other friends, the white guys, were saying how many. Some were saying 94, and then someone gathered courage and said, Bright, what did you get? I said I got 130 out of 150. I said, wow. So from that day now, I began to have friends. So it opened up, I began friends, and and of course, the community-wise, out in the community, I think the old folk, they're quite good. Some of them were not that nice, because they would want to come to you and feel how nice your hair or how hard your hair is. Some will say it's like steel, it's like steel wool and all that. Yeah, but all in all, I think I had fun. Making some commands, or telling some people what to do regardless of color. I think that gave me a lot of energy, actually.
What about, did you have any African students that came to your university that could not take that, I'll call it abuse, and they just gave up and left? They went back to Africa because they couldn't do it. Did you encounter that?
Not really, no. I think some of the African students that came to me mainly were coming for a student loan, because some of them, it was hard to pay for accommodation, or to pay some tuition fees. So they'll come to me to say, would you assist us to get a loan from the university? Because the student union had a lot of business activities. We had a tax shop, we had a restaurant. So the monies that we are getting from there, we are using it to support students that were struggling, especially international students.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That was a good setting.
While you were living in Australia, you visited Zambia, and there was you went to a church that had an finished roof. Could you tell us a little bit about that, how you started with that project?
Okay, that was in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I visited Zambia. I think that was my second time from the time I'd gone to Australia to visit Zambia. And one of my brothers said, well, let's go to this church, which I did in the middle of the week. And I found them congregating in a structure that was almost falling off. It had cracks everywhere. But then they had built another church. They didn't have enough money to roof it up. So according to them, I think they wanted about 23 million that time, which came to about 5,500 Aussie dollars. And then I said, well, I don't have money really. I'd just finished uni. So I said, but I'll see what I can do. So I went back to Australia. That by then I was living in Melbourne. Then I went to my pastor to say, Pastor, I don't need the money from the church. All what I need is one day. On a Saturday, you give me maybe an afternoon, I can organize a concert. So I organized some friends, some Aussie friends, some Zimbabwean friends, some Kenyan friends. We came and sang. And remember, I said I wanted 5,500 for that church. So me, I'm not a singer, I have a bad voice. So I was just supporting them. Anyway, we did sing, and after the concert, we passed a plate, and we raised $5,800. So more by 300.
Wow!
And I sent that money back to the church back in Zambia, and so they managed to roof the church, and on top of that, I managed to organize some Holy Communion cups. One of the churches in Australia closed down, and they had nothing to do with the cups. I sent them the cups and the tray. And so I think from the 5,800, my own contribution, I think it was only $50. And then I said to myself, if I can do this to support the whole church, I think I can do more. So that was the beginning of my charity work on that day.
I see. All right. So how many, you said you have Cares of Africa, right? That's your organization. It's a non-for-profit?
Correct.
Okay. And how many provinces is it in?
Cares of Africa is in all the provinces except Muchinga.
Why not Muchinga?
Why Muchinga? Because I haven't really found, well, there is one lady over there, but she's between Northern and Muchinga. So I haven't really found people that are willing uh, to work as volunteers under Carers of Africa. So in Zambia, we are in 9 provinces. And of course, we still have a leg in Australia.
I see.
So that's quite interesting. How is your nonprofit organization funded? One, and if you have any employees, how many do you have?
I'll start with how is it funded? Well, it's funded by Bright and also maybe some well wishers. But if I can start from Australia, Australia, I started it in 2014, just in my house, and then later on, I got an office, and then I began to have some ideas of supporting people that are not working. I think even in the US or Canada, there are some other peoples that are on social services whereby they are paid by the government, and then they are supposed to do something. So I opened Carers of Africa Australia to support people with mental health issues, alcohol and drug use. But mainly I was targeting the Sudanese that were coming from the war-torn areas. So I began to open up with some activities like refurbishing bicycles, making mats out of plastic bags, making hygiene sanitary pads for girls that are washable, that can last up to 3 years, computer refurbishment and all that. And then from there, the government began to give me money to support the unemployed. So at one point, actually, I had about 120 people working for me. And in 120, maybe about 5 or 6 were Africans. The rest were non-Africans, whites, Indians, and whatever. Yeah, so I was funded somehow indirectly by the government, but Zambian side, no one funds me. It's only word of mouth when I ship a container to Zambia using my own money. But of course, the donations, I get them from well wishers. So I don't know if you want me to go deeper, but I think that's in terms of employment. In Australia, I had about, that were on the payroll, about 4. The rest were volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You can go a little bit deep about it so people can get to know how you
Okay,
got
let me go a little bit
Yes,
deeper. So, yeah, like Carers of Africa. So what happened was in 2014, somewhere there, 15, you know, in the Western world, you find that when you're walking around, you find maybe there's a bicycle on the road, you find there's a mattress, find there's a TV. Then I say to myself, these guys, they are wasting. Why can't I just begin to pick these things? So I began to have that energy or that appetite to do more for Africa.
Right.
And then in the due course of my business, I started a coffee van or a coffee trailer. So one day I was selling some coffee in my coffee van called Carers of Africa Coffee. So some white guy comes to me to say, Bright, I've heard what you do. Would you please visit my house? I said, okay, no worries. I went, then he told me. I went there. He says, Bright, I have a container that you were supposed to go to Tonga Island, and is full of hospital beds and mattresses. Would you be interested? I said yes. So that guy gave me 45 hospital beds and mattresses. Some of them were even brand new. And then another guy from Sweden, actually, he sent me a message to say, Bright, I have some wheelchairs that I've gotten from Australia. They are going to Zambia. I know you are interested in this charity work. Would you want some wheelchairs? I said yes. And he gave me 30 wheelchairs.
Wow.
So that was my beginning of my charity work. So I shipped these things in a 4-foot containers, wheelchairs, hospital beds and mattresses and hospital supplies. And then I came and gave out in Zambia. And I've done that more than 3 times now, using a 4-foot container. Zambia alone, I have about 90 children living with disabilities that I've helped with wheelchairs and that I'm still supporting. And these kids, what I do, I check with them every 6 months to find out whether the wheelchair is okay or not, or if it needs maintenance or it needs adjustments. And then I've also given out wheelchairs to adult people, the walking sticks, the stretchers. Last week, I was making a donation to a clinic in Southern Province where I donated about 2,100 needles and about 20,000, was it 2,000 or 20,000? 20,000 gloves, some masks. I also gave out some, some oxygen cylinders at that place. I've also donated, I think in a nutshell, I've helped out more than 10 clinics with the hospital beds, mattresses, wheelchairs. And then I've also given out to girls that are in primary schools mainly. My target is grade 6 and 7. I've given out some sanitary pads that are washables. And one sanitary pad can last up to 3 years. And this I'm still doing up to now. We have a group of women that do it here in Zambia and also in Australia. And then, that's what I think I've done about the charity work. And right now, as I'm speaking, I'm looking at shipping another container as soon as I get the money, because there are some donors from Sydney who have donating almost 2 trucks of medical equipment. And then I've also some other donors in Melbourne who have given me some football jerseys, because what I'm also doing is to empower young people. So last year alone, I gave out about 200 pairs of jerseys, both women and boys, because these days, a lot of young people in the villages, they love football, and even women anyway.
Yeah.
So I tend to support them too much, actually. And then I also opened up Carers of Africa Academy in Insaka that I'm trying to support these young people to play football or to play soccer.
So for those of the Insaka family that is watching from Zambia and would like to either volunteer, participate, or swing by the offices of Carers of Africa in Lusaka, where are you located, so they can know where to find you in Lusaka?
Okay, Lusaka, you can get me behind Winners Chapel. Behind Potter's House on your way to Winners Chapel. But the best thing that you can do if you want to get hold of me, you go to to our Facebook page, which is Carers of Africa, which is CARERS of Africa. You can drop me a message there. You can inbox me. And also there will be a number there, I think, they're on the Carers of Africa page. But you might also find the number for Australia. The best is to drop me a message there, then I'll be able to respond to you. And that is how a lot of people, I think, around Zambia that they have come to know me, because I've given out wheelchairs to children in Rwansha, even Chipata, Solwezi, Livingstone, Lusaka here. So that's how people come to know me. And sometimes I refer them to the team that I have in that province. For example, 2 months ago, we donated some hospital staff at Lewanika Hospital in Mongu. And also this last month, I was donating some things in Chipata. So that's how people come to know us.
Awesome. So for the website, it's www.carersofafrica.com.
www.carersofafrica.org.au. But at the moment, the website, I think, is under, they are still working on it. I think from the time I came to Zambia, the guys that were working that were working on it, they are not up to the speed. So I'm just hoping this month it will be up and running. That's where most of the information is. But if you want to know more actually about Carers of Africa, the Facebook page will give you more information than the website, because everything that that we do, we just post it there, be in Zambia, be in Zimbabwe, be in Fiji, or be in Sri Lanka. You find some work there, because I've done some work in Sri Lanka, I've done some work in Fiji. In Fiji, way back, they had the tsunami. and I sent about 2,000 T-shirts that I was supporting Fiji. And then in Sri Lanka, during the time of war, after the war, actually, I supported some women. I sent them about, I think about 100 pairs of shoes with some sanitary pads as well that are washable.
Okay, so we're going to switch gears just a little bit here. As you know, Insaka, we do have a family of people that watch us online, and so we are going to hear some comments from the audience in just a little bit here. I'm going to ask Salamata and Irene to alternate in helping us read these. I'm going to post some of these questions here. So there you go. Salamata, could you read that for us, the comments? Irene?
Hello, can you hear me?
Sorry. Salamata?
Well, let me go ahead. She'll pick up.
I can't.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Stan Buga, I think, says watching from Zambia and Dollar City. Thank you so much, Stan, watching from Dollar City. We appreciate you. Kasuluba, watching from Lusaka. Where to go, Team Insaka. Thanks, Kasuluba.
Awesome.
Justina Lesamov, my beautiful sisters. Thank you so much, Tina. Tawera Nyirenda, hello, my divalicious ladies, looking so beautiful.
Thank you.
We had to repeat the divalicious twice. Some emphasis. Justina Lesamov says, I'm watching from South Africa. Thank you so much. Princess Mangala, hello, beautiful ladies. Happy Sunday.
Hi, Princess.
Hello, Princess. Happy belated birthday.
Maureen Chansongo Chishimba says that's very sad. I'm thinking she's referring to the story that Brighty were talking about. I'm just creating the story. Insaka Nyendwa, our sister, says hello, looking gorgeous as usual, excited about the show.
Awesome. Thank you, Sama.
Hello, sorry for that. I couldn't hear you guys, so I didn't get what you were saying for the past 2 minutes.
No, that's okay. No, that's
you
okay.
can take this one if you're able. Go
Can
ahead
you hear me now?
Yes,
we can, Salamata.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and read that one for us.
I don't know if it's the network or what. I don't understand what's going on.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and read that one on the screen.
Okay. You would like me to read the comments?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, so we have Stan Bonga.
No, the one on the screen. Sorry.
The one on the screen.
The one on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't see anything.
Okay,
All
it's
right.
okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Maureen Chishimba says that Chipolo Polo just won the COSAFA again. Yay!
So this is the
Thank you.
The men.
The men now. This is the men's team. Yeah, they just won. Awesome. Zambia is like on the map now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You know, I'm a soccer fan, so I'll go wild on that. That's our mommy. She's our spiritual mother, and she's I'm telling Bryce so he knows that's Nelly's mom, and she's our spiritual mother. Miss Enga Wheeler. Yes, she says hello, ladies, watching from Ellington, Texas. Kupiwe. Come on, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a question. I have a question for Mr. Bright, right? So whilst in Australia, I understand you were collecting cars, vintage cars. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So at which point did you, and then it later on turned into a business. At which point did you realize that could actually earn you money?
Okay. Well, look, I was just collecting them as a hobby. Just as a hobby, I just get a car. Actually, what used to happen was I would visit some, car shows, and I see these ugly, beautiful-looking cars. Then I said, "Well, I think one day I think I'm going to own one." So I said, "Okay." Then I bought my first vintage, which actually I don't even have it up to now. It's still in Australia. I'm yet to bring it over. So and then after buying that one, I said, "Oh, this one for me to work, for me to restore, it's going to take some time." Then I bought another one, which is a Vauxhall Velox 1951, 71 years old. So I bought that one. Driving it around, I felt so nice. Then I bought another one, which is a Humber Super Snipe 1956. And then I began to have some ideas of coming back to Zambia. I said, "Well, I'm going to ship all these guys." So I shipped these cars to Zambia. I shipped 1, 2, 3. I brought them here, and then I began to, driving them around once in a while, and then, coming from overseas, sometimes money runs out. I said, "Oh, maybe let me do something," And then someone says, "This can be nice for a wedding." I said, "Oh yes, please, you can, book me one day." And this lady booked me. Oh my God, the whole street, like, they're just making some comments, People are so excited. Wow. This is beautiful, bright. This is so. Then I said, "Okay, I'm going to open now a business called Timuna Exquisite Events." So yeah, so the one on the screen, that's the Humber 1956. Wow. That one is super good. It's super good. Inside is beautiful. Perfect. 4 liters engine. It's just lovely. And just to make a joke out of this, one day I was driving, and then I came to a petrol station to come and put some, gas or whatever fuel. And this the lady pulls out, she just comes over. She says, "Oh, beautiful car." I said, "Oh, that's nice, thank you." And then again, she came back, said, "Oh, can we go out for a drink?" I said, "No."
So they were picking you up.
Imagine, I said, "No, sorry." So there's that one, and then there's a black one, the Humber, the Vauxhall Velox.
Okay. Yeah.
Was it hard for you to register?
The one that is yet to come is a Wyvern. Vauxhall Wyvern is yet to come. And then also hire a Land Cruiser, which is another car that I put also on the line for hiring. That's the it's quite good off-road car.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think Priska was asking you something about registration. What were you saying, Priska?
Saying that they were picking you up because of your vintage cars.
That is
hard for you to get them registered. Like, how it is when they see a car, like when somebody just does something unique and something different in Zambia, they start investigating you. Was it hard to register the car and explain how you got the cars?
Well, it's really difficult. It's really difficult for someone to. Well, no one has ever asked me, like how I got the cars, because they are really strange cars. Sometimes, actually, I've never met anyone with those cars ever.
Right,
of course.
Yeah, I've never met anyone. So no one. Well, I don't know whether I can leave them the way they are like that, or I change the number plates. But I think I don't know whether I've got your question right, but I think no person really can follow me up, because I've imported them, I paid duty for them, so they can follow me up.
That's good.
Only the girls can follow.
So that's now a business that you're doing. How was that transitioning for you, coming to Zambia, starting a business? Like, what advice would you give somebody that lives in diaspora that wants to move back home?
Well, I think if you want to move back home, you have to be mentally prepared. Because I've seen some guys that have come here. Some they came after me, some even before me, and they have gone back because they just come with a suitcase, maybe with some few dollars in them, whatever, thinking that they can make it. They have all these brilliant ideas, but you have to come up with something. And my advice is that if you can, buy yourself a house before you come. At least you'll be assured that you are staying in your own house, and then come with something that it will be able to generate income. Have your own ideas, and also don't come with only one ideas. Come with quite a lot. Because honestly speaking, the Zambian people, they have now waken up. They are so smart. They are so fast. You'll be thinking that you have all these degrees and all these, exposure to life. When you come here, you'll be far much behind.
That's a good one, actually. So it leads me to the next question, which is, you talked about how you experienced cultural shock, going to Australia. Did you experience any reverse cultural shock coming back? Like, what really changed that made you go, oh my God, like things have really changed here?
Oh, yes. I think
you don't fit in.
I think a lot. Yeah, true. I think, look, when I first came, I think I found, some of the Zambians, and even especially maybe in the government offices, people lie too much. It's like they were they were not honest at all. Like you give someone some money to say, can you buy this for me, or you go and build this for me, you go and buy cement. The guys, they will just tell you, some fake stories. They don't fear to use someone's money.
Yes.
They can. I don't know. I think I've learned one thing: trust nobody and suspect everyone.
A good one.
Yeah. I think that's culture shock. And of course, when I came also, when you're looking for money, you have to queue up, on the ATM to just get money. You have to line up. I said, what's that? And they're queuing for money. I said, what? How can I queue for my own money? So that was another culture shock when I came. But and then I was also trusting people too much. I would send them and say, okay, can you go and register my car to, register my car? They say how much? They'll tell me, oh, maybe it's 500, maybe it's 500 kwacha. I didn't know the value of money, actually, to be honest. So I would give these people 1,000. Later on, I discovered actually it was maybe 4 or 5 times more that I was paying.
Wow.
And the guys, they are not ashamed. They would take a penny to you, like from you. And then I said, okay, I think now I just have to do it myself.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I think that was a bit of a culture shock for me to start adjusting to say this is Zambia. Otherwise, you are going to lose out. And so look, I do quite a few things here and there, and I've just opened up another business where I'm making blocks of building. So I also sell blocks to a lot of builders around. I said I'll not look for a job because of culture shock. I think I think it's better for me I become an employer than an employee.
Way to go.
Amen to that. So before we close out the show, we do have to go to commercial. And when we come back, we will conclude with Mr. Bright's Chinganya. Stay tuned. Hold on.
My whole life, my father told me stories about moving to the United States. He would tell me that his brother, my Uncle George, was already living here and let my father stay with him for a while. Through my Uncle George, my father was introduced to our cultural organization here in America, who helped him make connections, apply for college, find his first job, and adjust to life in a completely different culture than he was used to. The Cultural Association helped him get started on his new life. My Uncle George would bring my father with him to the annual Summer Cultural Groups Festival, and later, he would bring me. It was incredible to see so many people of all ages laughing and celebrating with food and song and dance. It brought back the best feelings of home and gave my father the opportunity to pass his culture, language, and values on to me. My father and Uncle George were very close, so when George died last year, my father wanted to honor his wishes to to be buried with a traditional ceremony back at his birthplace. My father told me that because Uncle George had cultural group life insurance, he was able to afford to bring George home and have the traditional burial George wanted. Though my father had been able to honor my Uncle George's wishes, it got me thinking about my own family. One day, I'd have to make the same arrangements for my own parents, and my wife's parents as well. Of course, we would want to bring them home and honor their wishes, but it would be a financial hardship for our family. There were a lot of things to think about, even though I really didn't want to think about them at all. When my father told me about cultural group life insurance, he told me it's intended to help families when they need it the most. It's not tied to an employer, so no matter where my career takes me, I'll always have coverage. The more people who participate and the younger they are, the more it helps keep the insurance premiums down for the entire association. Because my parents have cultural group term life insurance, there will be money available to help me provide the kind of service I want to give my parents. And by joining, I can put my mind at ease and continue to celebrate our traditions into the future. With cultural group life insurance, I can worry less and spend more of my time celebrating with the people who matter most to me.
Hey, Nelly, before you say something, we have a lot of comments from Bright's friends, I think. Some work with you. So it's just that we don't have a lot of time. I just wanted to let you know that you have a lot of supporters that have been sending messages, but we can't read them all.
Okay, no.
No, I think we should.
We should take right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. There's Derek Chivilu.
Derek Chivilu from the US, yes.
Yeah, nice to see you, my good friend Bright Chinganya. Over 25 years of friendship. Watching from our time at Central Statistic Office in Lusaka.
Yes. Thank you, buddy.
And then Salamata, you can read that one. Salamata?
Yes.
You can read that comment.
Are you able to see it?
I can't see it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you take it, Mama.
Go ahead, take it.
Princess Mwangala, us women are just created special. Our motherly love is just another level. Glad she took care of you. Pants and trousers. Sorry, I have no glasses on. She's just happy that the lady took care of you. We're just mothering. We have that name. Right.
Thank you.
How to talk about pants.
We have a comment from Winnie. I guess she
says
she likes
I like him.
No, Winnie's our co-host.
We miss you, Winnie.
Yeah.
Miss you.
And then Charity Mayonga. There you are, director, making us proud.
Thank you.
You're doing amazing work.
And then Mom says we share the same passion, but for me it's OVCs.
OVCs, yeah.
That's Mom, our spiritual mother. I can relate.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Princess Mangala says, I can relate abuses everywhere. You just have to stand up for yourself. I was the only Zambian girl at the university in California, and my African sisters refused to share apartments with me and my Ethiopian friend. Wow. That's very sad. Very, very sad.
That's a topic that we're going to talk about. Yeah. So Mangala, if you want to come on and share your experience, you can.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Joshua Kunde says she left out something else. Is she single?
Who is Joshua?
No, he can answer for himself.
No, taken.
Okay. And then Tandiwe Chihana, I don't want to say the first name because I don't want to butcher it. Great to see you, Bright, again. Work with him. He should work with you in eDiaspora conference in 2008. Very knowledgeable soul. You see all those beautiful words they're using on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. And then Princess Mwangala says, that's awesome work you're doing, Mr. Chinganya.
Thank you.
And this is my friend Duncan. Hey, Duncan. Thanks for watching the show. He says, impressive work that deserves more credit.
See?
Thank you.
So, guys, listen, I know we are on time. For those of you that are watching, we are not cutting the show because we want to make sure that most of the time people like Bright, they don't get the credit or the thanks, typically. So we're going to go over because we want to make sure we read each and every one of these comments.
Yes.
And we want you to know that we value you. So please keep watching, subscribe our Facebook page, Insaka Talk Show. So yeah, stay with us. We're still on the show. We are not cutting just because we are on time.
Thank you about that, Nelly. I think that's a brilliant idea. Well, Maureen Shavers, watching from Chicago, proud of you ladies for creating such an amazing show. By the way, Maureen is the partner with Wayne and Future.
Mm-hmm.
So we are proud of you too.
They'll be our next guest Sunday. So stay tuned. It's another awesome show, guys. So that's Maureen Shavers. Who wants to take this comment from Joshua Kunda?
Joshua Kunda, excellent information, our director. This is Josh, Northern Province Coordinator. I'm keenly following the interview.
Awesome.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh.
Zenith Malao, wonderful charity work. How can we get involved?
There you go.
Love those questions. Yeah.
We love those questions. So don't forget, it's www.carersofafrica.org.au. Okay.
Yes.
And you can also follow on their Facebook page. Send them a message through their Facebook page, Carers of Africa on Facebook.
Actually, I'll do better. Zenith, I will send you Mr. Bright's phone number so you guys can connect.
Sure.
Bingo.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Actually, there's maybe one thing that I didn't mention that we have to also take note of. When I was in Australia, I was making mats out of plastic bags for the homeless people. So for those that are interested, when you go to the Facebook page, you just put Sleep Well. So Sleep Well project, I even won an award to make mats. So what I used to do over the weekend, I think also even on Thursdays, I go into town into Melbourne, I find some homeless people, I give them a sleeping mat, a pillow, and maybe toothpaste, soap, and also face towel. So I used to help people. So one thing that we should know, don't wait for people to do things for you. We are here on earth for one another. And wherever you go, make a change. Make a mark, whether in Zambia, in Canada, in the US, make a mark for the next human beings to follow. Leave your legacy.
Amen.
I'm curious about the recycling, the use. If you ever came to my house, I'm very big on recycling, right? So I love the idea of reusing plastic and making it into something usable. I think as Zambia, we have a lot of trash laying around. That is a very welcome project for Zambia, honestly. And you and I should talk off air about what we're going to do about. Okay. Back to the comments. Zenith says, we thank you, Mr. Bright. Yes, women sports are also taking off in Africa. We are here for it. Yay to Chipolo Polo.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, I think Princess was responding to the picture of the cars. She says, beautiful cars.
Thank you.
And we had a comment here from Pastor Nathan Nkama. He says, how easy is it to find spare parts, and on average, what's the maintenance cost of these vehicles?
I think I know Mr. Nathan Kama. Yes, I think I know him. Okay. For those cars, you have to belong to a club. So I belong to Vauxhall Velox Club. So when I have a problem, I post on the group, Facebook group, to say, hey guys, my starter motor is not working, or this is spare parts, and how can I do it? Then they can say, okay, me, I modified it, or someone else has one in the US. Can I send it to you? So that's how we fix the cars. So it's not, the spare parts are not there. This car's 1951. Where are you going to get the spare part? It's not there. So you have to modify it, or these are not everyday cars. I only drive them maybe like on a personal use, maybe once or twice a month, or maybe once a week, just maybe on a church, or maybe special day. That's it, you know. Otherwise, it's just for weddings. And also I don't want to make them to be so common. So I maybe once, twice a month, they just walk. So wow. And then you keep them again, you keep quiet. Then I get out after some time again, drive this around. You know, I was so impressed when I drove two of them with another friend who was driving the other one. We drove along Grace Road, and the white people didn't stop. Wow, man, can you take photos? I said, you can take photos.
I'm charging for photos now.
I know. Like, we charge for pictures, bro.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, actually, I don't charge, but sometimes I have some musicians that have come to also hire them, like Chandana K. There is the new latest video, Wulongo. There is Jelox. You know, when you listen to Wulongo, you're going to see two vintage cars. Those are my cars.
I've seen them.
I've seen them
in the video.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, those are the cars. Those are the cars. Yeah,
that's impressive. Who wants to read the comment from Zenith?
Zenith says, love it. She really loves the comment that you made. Trust no one, suspect everyone. This one is gonna be mine too. So Princess Mangala says, oh yes, Niva Kaliamo everything. Oh, Niva Kaliamo everything. Even now, just to get a little deed at pay 5,000, and that's just to push the documents before it reaches Ministry of Land. Oh my God, Zambia. Yeah. I love my country, but sometimes in the pause. Lila, I think it's Lila, right?
Right.
Lila.
Yeah, Lila says.
That's my friend.
She's so proud of you, Sala.
Thank you for watching.
All right, let me see. What else do we have here? This is my friend Ruth. She is right here in Texas. Vaneba. Wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. What does that mean?
Yeah, me too. I want to ask. What's that?
You need to explain that one, Ruth. She says,
no. Oh, not only Ruth. I think Bright's friend said wash hands too. What does that mean?
I have no idea what was hands.
Okay. All right. We'll wait and see if they're going to give us the answer. Anyway, Ruth says, awesome works. Keep going, Mr. Bright.
Thank you.
Aaron Mutambashiku, please. Mutambanshiku. Excellent drive, right, Aaron?
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
All right.
Proud of you, sir. And this is a Striga Abuno.
Yeah, thank you.
Abono.
All right. So I think, I think Princess had a question here that I missed out. She said, Mr. Chinganya, where do you sell your blocks from? And do you offer options to open an account payment plan for blocks to be picked up when the client is ready to start building? Any delivery options too? So
yes, okay. If you are building around Choma, Namwala, yes, we can organize those blocks. So my business, I took it outside Lusaka because Lusaka is just too much. There's too much competition. So mine is it's in the outskirts, so I can supply around Choma, Namwala, and So unless you have a truck that is coming to Lusaka, you can also let me know. Then I can also bring them over to you.
Awesome.
Then it says payment plan. Look, I think we have to talk. I know there are some. That is, there is a university. Sometimes what they do, they would order and then don't pay, then pay after 2, 3, 4 days. That's fine. But again, with the payment plan in Zambia, it's very difficult. It's difficult for people to
No,
pay
so
on
Princess is here. She's here in the US. And
Okay.
there are people, most of us are building, right? We may be here, but we're building back home or doing some type of project or the other. So
Yes.
you might want to consider for the diaspora,
Correct.
those type of options, right? I think that's a good idea. But Princess, get in touch with Bright so you guys can discuss that.
Yes, actually, I'll be opening one in Lusaka soon. Actually, I think that has opened my mind now. I think having lived outside the country like you guys, I think I would do something to support you because I know how you feel. Whereby you send money to build a house, you send money to your uncle, you find your uncle has run away with the money. A friend of mine bought some tractors from Japan. He bought some tractors from Japan and sent them to the uncle. And then after some 3 years, he went back to see the tractors, not even a tire.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I know how you guys feel. It's really sad anyway.
Well, so when you're ready, we can talk about it. Just walk us through the process, how it works. We know that we can trust you since you don't like people that you cannot trust.
Sure.
Hey, Mom actually answered the wash hands, what it means.
Okay, corruption means the corruption in Zambia. Okay.
Like you have to wash the hands
with money. Okay, I see. Okay, I guess that's
Bright, I have a quick question on the luxury cars.
Yes.
Are you able to share like your rates? Because I think somebody just asked about they're having a wedding and they want a luxury car. So they wanted to know how much you charge. So it's good for us to have like a window so people know. Yeah.
That question is subjective.
Okay.
When you say how much you charge for a wedding, the question that I would ask is, where is the wedding? Is it within Lusaka?
Within Lusaka.
Okay. Then let's say I will just give an example. I pick up the lady from, let's say, Chalala, or maybe Ibex Hill.
Yeah.
Then we go to church within the 10-kilometer radius. Everything is happening around that area. So we go and pick up the lady. We go to church if they have church. From there we go to photos. Then they go to lunch. Then they go to reception. For the white vehicle that you saw is 4,500, but that is negotiable.
Okay.
For the Velox, it's 4,000. For the convertible, which you didn't show, the convertible is about 3,000, and that is we can negotiate. And then also, you guys, if you have come from, you want to go to your village, you are looking for a 4x4 vehicle, Land Cruiser, whatever, I can give you one for 2,000. That is per day. Yeah. You are assured 180 liters of diesel. You go and come back until you are even tired of visiting everyone.
All right. So, guys, I think when we go to Lusaka, Mr. Bright is going to, give us the Insaka ladies a ride in one of those.
Complimentary.
I think we'll do a photo shoot.
No problem. No worries.
On one of those vehicles. It's been a great show. Thank you so much for taking the time. Most you guys don't know what goes on behind the scenes, obviously, but I think one of these days we'll start showing the bloopers, right? So you can see the craziness that happens. But it's very challenging to have people from Zambia join the show, but we are so glad that you fell through, with everything, the instructions given, and you've been with us throughout the show. So we appreciate you for coming. We appreciate you for the work that you're doing in society. And we pray that more people will get inspired to do what you're doing. So in closing, if there's somebody out there who says, hey, I feel like I want to help, right? I'm saddened when I see the homeless, when I see, people going through challenges. how can I help? What do you say to this person out there in closing?
In closing, yes, sure. We have so many things that we are keeping that we don't need. When I was in Australia, I used to say that on your birthday, don't receive presents, receive money. And for your money, just buy one wheelchair to help one kid to have the birthday of their life.
Yes.
This is what I'm going to appeal for you guys that are out there. If you see someone throwing a wheelchair or throwing anything to do with people living with disabilities, please drop a message to me, because I have so much passion to support people that are living with disabilities. I don't have any family member who has a disability, but I just have a passion to support these guys, because I've learned something. There's that boy that is on the screen. I've given him some clothes, and I'm trying to look for a wheelchair for him as well, an electrical wheelchair. That boy is brilliant. He's so smart, no legs, but if you talk with him, he'll give you the best. That lady, I was giving her a wheelchair for her kid. Again, I'm just appealing people out there, please, if you have anything to support the people that are in need, please drop a message. I didn't also mention that I distribute some colostomy bags for those that have been involved in cancer. I think in Zambia alone, I've given out more than 5,000 colostomy bags, and I'm still giving out.
Wow.
And I'm even helping out school libraries. Last week, I was donating about 140 books. So when you guys that are out there, if the library has closed or whatever, please drop me a message. I can arrange to ship those things. Let's help one another. We are here on earth for one another. Yes. If I die today, someone will say this was left by Mr. Bright.
Yes.
Just to just wind up, I gave a wheelchair to this boy called Mayaba. And Mayaba, at the time when I found him, he was on the floor. And one of the boys, I was told by the auntie that one of the boys came with some catapults, again. He was having fun on him. He never moved, and he was hitting him. And then when he heard that I was giving him a wheelchair, this Mayaba boy said that I'm happy that now I have legs. When Jesus comes, I'll meet him. He began to go to church for the first time. And that has given me the energy that the little that I do for humanity, some of them, it will get them to the other side.
Yes.
That they never thought they'll be.
Yes.
So even that same Mapalo boy that was there on the screen without legs, I've lifted that boy, I've given him some clothes, and we are still working with some people like Eileen and other people. Please, let's do one thing to change someone who will never give you anything.
Yeah.
And that is what we call being generous.
Amen. Thank you so much. Guys, this has been Mr. Bright Chinganya, Carers of Africa. If you want to help in any way, shape, or form, visit their Facebook page, Carers of Africa, on Facebook, or you can also visit their website. Thank you so much, Mr. Bright. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Would you also please share my number, those who want my phone number, if they want to? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. So for my phone number,
give me one moment.
If you want to call me,
I can put it on the screen.
That is +260 970 703007. Or you can put it on the screen for some people to send me messages.
All right. So just repeat it for me one more time, please.
I want to put +60 for those that are +60 970 703007. And that number is on WhatsApp.
All right. So that is the number that you can get Mr. Bright Chinganya on, as well as on the Facebook page. So once again, thank you so much. This has been Insaka Talk Show. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our page, and join us again next Sunday as we speak with another phenomenal group that is doing amazing things in Zambia. You don't want to miss this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, girls. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.